So should you short everything in sight when the market is red? Should you just throw a dart at a board, just pick a random ticker and short it? We'll talk about why that's probably not a very good idea today on Market Open Trading. Stay tuned. What's up, guys? It's Miguel here with Market Open Trading. I wanted to talk today about what you should do when the market is red. So this morning I ended up not taking any trades. I had a relatively small watch list. It's Monday as well, but the market was very red right off of the bat. So let me bring that up for you guys here. So we also had a gap down this morning in the market, and we had a gap to close. Let me remove this. So we had a gap to close all the way up here at 275. Now, since we started off right off the bat, we just started going red. I didn't have very many shorts on my list. So yes, ideally, if the market is red, you would want to take more shorts. But there is a difference when the stock has an actual catalyst and it's moving to the downside, and it has a reason to move to the downside besides the market just being red. Now, if the SPY, since I trade large cap stocks, the SPY basically encompasses the top 500 stocks. Therefore, if the SPY is moving down, most likely 80% of the stocks in the market are moving down as well. Now, with that being said, if they're mirroring each other, so if the SPY is moving down, a random stock is moving down, let's just say NVIDIA is moving down because it follows the market very closely, the SPY itself is very hard to predict. So that's why I only trade stocks with a catalyst or with recent news. So either a continuation play or news on the day of. So because if a stock is following the market itself, since the market is so hard to predict, the SPY is so hard to predict, at times the market can just turn around at any one time with no rhyme or reason, and because it is a collection of the overall market, and it's basically the benchmark for what the market is doing and what the feelings currently are in that market status. So, which means that if you hit lows at some point and it comes back up and it looks like a perfect pattern on the SPY doesn't really follow any sort of rhyme or reason. So if you're going to trade a stock, let's just say that you're going to short it because the SPY is red, which is generally a good idea, but you want to make sure that it has some sort of catalyst behind it, it has some sort of continuation moves, or if it has negative news in it. That will up your chances of the trade actually working out. That's not saying, though, that you can't just, let's just say that the market's really red, you end up shorting NVIDIA. Yes, it could end up working out, but what I'm saying is that your chances are higher if the market is red and there are negative news behind it. So typically I won't trade a stock if it doesn't have negative news behind it or positive news. It has to have some sort of catalyst which will drive it a little bit different or than the market, or perhaps the market will help it move in its direction, which means that if the market is red, you want to short. If the market is red, you can take the short, but it's not going, it might not work out the way that you think it's going to, because the SPY is so hard to predict that it can turn around at any 1 minute. Now, let's go ahead and go through the watch list I put out this morning: FSLR, GTN, CPB, and EDR. So FSLR, GTN, and let's see here. I think my only short was, oh, actually I didn't put it on here. SOGO. SOGO was actually my only short candidate here. So let's go through them. So FSLR it was gapping up this morning, and it ended up selling off just with the market. So that's a no-go on the long. GTN was moving sideways, and it's still moving sideways. So typically I want it to be above the 9, above VWAP, and I want it to start trending up. Typically that takes for the market to be green or for it to be just kind of flat, and GTN would, do its thing if the news are good enough. So that's a no on GTN on the long. CPB. So CPB had a decent setup. The daily was not the greatest thing here. I actually thought about getting into it here around the 41.80 area, but the reason why I didn't was around here this time. So at 10:15, if you look at the market's going straight down, all red candles, no green whatsoever. So if you're taking a long trade in a red market, they're very contradicting. So I decided not to take the trade. Now, I could have ended up getting a possibly maybe 1-to-1. I don't know if it's going to get to my 2-to-1 target. But it's just that the market was so red during this time that I just did not feel comfortable taking it. And, I still don't feel comfortable taking it. This is only 1-to-1. I'm typically looking for at least 1.5 or 2-to-1. So it's not even there yet. EDR was another long candidate. Oh, actually, let me switch it up over here. Long candidate, as you can see, not really doing much. It's kind of selling off, very whippy. As of right now, it's still trending down. It's below VWAP and below the 9, so nothing good there. And then SOGO was my only short candidate this morning. As of right now, it is forming a lower high here on SOGO. So here, and if this thing could move more, right here at 11 would probably be a good short with a 30-cent stop. But I know that the true range of SOGO is not very large, so I don't expect this thing to move 60 cents within the next few hours. So I'm not going to take the trade on SOGO either. So just take that into consideration. Now, I wanted to put that out there because I'll know that I'll probably get questions in the room of people saying, hey, everything was red this morning. Why didn't you take any shorts? Well, that's the reason. There's no catalyst behind any of my short trades on the morning. So the only thing I really had was SOGO, and I think KR was also gapping down. But to be honest, I hate trading KR because it is such a slow-moving stock. I think it floats pretty large. It's like 3 or 4 billion or something like that. It's relatively large. But either way, you can see actually KR ended up closing the gap on the day. So it ended up closing. Now it's trending a little bit lower. This thing's I've never really had any good luck trading KR, so I just kind of stayed away from it. But SOGO was the only short candidate. Market was red. Nothing else really ended up working out. So with that being said, I'll leave you guys with that. And also, as a heads up, the course is released today. If you guys are part of the room, make sure to check out the discount code I gave for you guys. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye. What's up, guys? It's Miguel here with Market Open Trading. We're actually getting ready to go out to the fishing spot. It is Tuesday afternoon, about 1 p.m. You might be wondering, how are you going to go fishing in the middle of the week? Well, I finished work this morning around 10:30. My morning starts around 9 a.m. and an hour into the day I was done. I made a few $100s this morning, and I figured I might as well go fishing. Now, I've actually designed a course that shows you my system from A to Z. Everything that you need to know on how to get started trading stocks. The best part about that is that it actually comes with one-on-one mentoring. You'll get to interact with me on a weekly basis, and you'll get all your questions answered. So if you guys want to click on the link below, I'll see you guys in the room. Remember, guys, live life on your terms. See ya.